Ahead of a busy week, doing some meal prepping and Sunday night dinner, I will leave you the ingredients I used at the end of the video. Starting with some ground beef, it's just adobo and some sofrito with garlic and tomato sauce. And then we're going to do white rice, which is equal parts water and then rice. First, you put in the water, let it with salt and oil. I use olive oil and let it boil. Once the water is boiling, you'll pour in the rice, give it a good stir so that everything is incorporated, and just let the water evaporate. Once the water evaporates, you're gonna mix it all together. So bringing what's in the bottom to the top of the rice, and then you just let it finish drying out. You cover it, put it in low, and wait for about 20 minutes. So here I'm just cutting up some chicken breast that I'm gonna use for dinner tonight. We're planning to do a quasi Chinese meal. So chicken in duck sauce and some fried rice. So first step, cubing up our chicken breasts, and then I just seasoned with garlic, onion powder, smoked paprika, and a little bit of salt. And then saute them in olive oil. And then once the chicken was cooked, I added the duck sauce and let it thicken. For the fried rice, I started with some finely chopped onions, a little bit of olive oil, and just cooked that down. I added some garlic, fresh garlic, about 5 cloves, and let that all get fragrant with the onions. Once the onion and garlic were all caramelized, I added some cubed ham, just from some added protein into the rice, and just let that cook down for a little bit so all flavors mix together. Then I beat 2 eggs really well, um, and that was then added into the wok with the ham and the onions. Just cook the eggs down, a little scramble there to make sure that the egg was almost all the way cooked, not fully cooked, before adding in the white rice, which I cooked a couple of days before, and I just had it in the fridge. So that just make the perfect Sunday night dinner. Make sure that you use leftovers and not wasting any food, which is always a big time. Here I'm just adding a little bit of sesame oil, about 2 tablespoons of sesame oil to the mix, and then about the same amount of soy sauce. I'm using low sodium here just to give it some of those wonderful flavors of fried rice. Just mix that all together to make sure it's incorporated. Heat up and warm up the rice, give it a good frying, and there you have it. It was the rice done for dinner with the chicken. After that, I cleaned out the wok again, and then here's like about 5 cloves of garlic that I'm sauteing with a little bit of sesame oil. And the idea here is I'm gonna use the rest of the chicken breast that I had queued up and saute it, and I'm gonna do a vegetable chicken stir fry. I can't eat rice, so it was a great way for me to use the same chicken and just do a separate meal for myself, which will last me at least 2 days. So I do dinner and then meal prepping for the week. So here I just added a bag of frozen stir fried mixed veggies. Just let it cook down with the chicken. Then I added some soy sauce to incorporate those Chinese flavors and make a good sauce out of it. To the mixture, I added a tablespoon of cornstarch just to make sure that I thickened up that sauce. And Sundays, I like to make sure that we all sit down for dinner together. So here's our food all plated, and I'll let you hear from my kids.
La sensación deliciosa. La cocinera de mi madre.
That was my son just saying that it was delicious in Spanish.
Didn't know what that was, but I say this. Give my mother an encore. Give her money. That thing is bussin'.
Here's a list of ingredients and measurements I used. You can always scale up or down depending on how much chicken, beef, or rice you're using. Enjoy!